Hello everyone, I am Cindy from Crocket Crochet. Today I'm going to teach you how to make this autumn dollhouse. This one will be perfect for your Thanksgiving retreat. However, if you turn off the light, this one will look like a witch house for your Halloween celebration. Anyway guys, let's see the feature of this sweet house. First one, the roof is detachable, allowing you to see the furniture inside. You can see the tutorial video for the bedroom furniture, and then the door is also flippable, allowing you to see the inside decoration as well. You can also look through the window. There is the light switch control inside the pumpkin. You can see these autumn ornaments and miniature ducks video as well. You can search for the tutorial of all the videos by going to Crocket Crochet channel on YouTube and then select the playlist. Go to autumn dollhouse and you can see all the tutorial over here. There are the total of 4 tutorials for this big project. Okay guys, if you want to purchase the pattern in the written version, you can go to my Etsy and Ravelry shop. You can support me, thank you so much. Or in the book have 4 sections as follows. So it is a complete guide. Alright, and this is my Ravelry. You can go there and see through, and also go on autumn dollhouse and then click on the ebook. This one is my ebook which tell what pattern to include, and I also have the discount for Thanksgiving deal for $1 discount. For those who has already purchased the autumn ornament books, you can receive $199 discount if you purchase the Crochet Autumn Dollhouse ebook. I also opened a new shop on Etsy. The name of the shop is Crocket Crochet Design. You can go to see my ebooks there. I will keep adding more pattern here. Okay, I hope you guys will check it out. Alright, let's get into the agenda. The first one, I will present you the materials and then the roof, the door, the window, and the main body, and then how to assemble this work. Also, you can click on the timestamp to each pattern summary and capture the screen. For the material, I use DK size yarn, 3mm crochet hook, the Y, the follow Y, fairy light, the felt fabric sheet, magic tape, plastic sheet, and fabric glue. Alright, let's start the first part, which is the roof. I use the special stitch called crocodile stitch to make this leaf shape. Also, I make separate window to embed in the hole as well. And these are the color I have to use to make the gradient effects from the top to the bottom. The more shade of color you have, the better. The color I use are such as lemon green, lime yellow, pastel yellow, canary yellow, golden yellow, amber orange, carrot orange, burnt orange, cherry red, and red. These are the chart for the color you use for each row. You can mix 2 colors or just use a plain color on a single leaf, and you can capture the screen for your own personal reference. Alright, let's move to understand the base row versus the leaf row. For the base row is a row that acts as the structure of the leaves. You will see these 2 DC in the same stitch that I highlighted. They are the base for each leaf, and they are even row. And for the leaf row is the row you have to make the leaf on. They are mostly the odd row, such as row 3, 5, and so on. Okay, and how to decrease the leaf to go on top like the shape of the house, you need to omit the stitch from the base row, just like I show in the red area. Okay, let's start with the real case. This is the real pattern from row 1 to row 3. You can capture the screen for your own personal use only. Okay, from the first row, we're going to start off with 96 chains, and after that you need to slip stitch with the first stitch in order to form the big loop. So if you can see that this 96 chain will be separated into 16 sets. Alright, let's start the second row, which is the base row. I will make 3 chains first, which going to treat as 1 DC, and then make 1 DC in the same stitch. You will have something like this. and after that make one chain and then skip 2 stitch and then make 1 DC like this. You can see the skipped part, right? Then make 1 chain and then skip 2 stitch again and then make 2 DC in the same stitch. Alright, like this. Okay, now I'm making 2 DC in the same stitch. 1 DC already and then another DC. Now, so please note in mind that the place where I make 2 DC in the same stitch is going to be the base for the leaf row. Alright, and then you keep repeating it. I will call in the yellow highlighted area as one set. So each set will take 6 stitches. So in the total, you will have the total of 16 sets, which means 16 leaves. Alright. For row 3, it is the leaves row, so you need to work with the crocodile stitch. For crocodile stitch, you need to make the back post DC, but they are too difficult to understand. To simplify this, you can easily turn your work sideways and then make 5 DC horizontally on the DC stitch of the base row, just like this. I almost forgot to mention that at the beginning of row 3, you need to make 3 chain first and then just turn the work and then just start making 5 DC on horizontally DC stitches with the base below your hook. Alright, now I finished making 5 DC horizontally and then just turn the work upside down and then make 1 chain first and then continue making 5 DC horizontally on its pair. Okay, if you can see, I am making DC, 5 DC on the sideway of the base. Alright, so if you notice that the base for each leaf will have 2 DC in pair, so we make 5 DC on the first DC and then make 1 chain and then turn and then make another 5 DC on another DC. Alright, now you get the shape like this. Okay. After you finish a leaf, you need to make 1 chain between each leaf and then go to make the other leaves on another base, which is you can see on the left side, which is the green highlighted area. So you just skip the DC, 1 single DC stitch, right? And then just go to the pair of DC and then start making 5 DC horizontally again. Okay, I'm making 5 DC horizontally like this and then make 1 chain, okay, and then just turn the work and after that make another 5 DC on its pair horizontally as well. So you don't need to care much about back post DC anymore. Just do this way, work on it horizontally. That's it. Alright, now I finished 5 DC horizontally. It is the finish of this leaf. Okay, now just continue making the leaf on the base for the total of 16 leaves for row 3. Okay. After that, you get something like this. You can mix the color of the leaves as you want. Just make sure you follow the chart that I have shown you earlier. Okay, when you finish it, just slip stitch on the edge of the first leaf like this. Okay, then for row 4, this is the even row, so we are going to make the base row. This one I show you how to decrease and omit the stitch. I will omit the stitch on the last stitch. Okay, now let's start with 3 chain and now let's make DC in the middle of the leaf beside the first one. Okay, so this leaf I treat it as 16 leaf if I mentioned in the chart. Okay, and then make 1 chain and then make a pair of DC on a single DC stitch from row 2, which I will name them as omitted stitch. Okay, omitted DC, omitted stitch, like that. I make a pair of DC right here, which will serve as the base for the next leaf. And then make one chain again, and then make only one DC in the middle of the leaf. Just repeat this. You can see the yellow highlighted area as one set. Alright, make a total of 15 sets. For the last one, just omit the stitch. I will ignore the 3 chain I start, so don't make a pair of 2 DC again. Just make slip stitch to join the row together. So for this one is the omitted stitch. Don't make the leaf on it. Alright, now we are going to start row 5, which is the leaf row. You can capture this screen for your personal use. Now leaf row is quite a simple row. Just start off with one chain and then just start working on the first leaf on the pair below the hook like this. Alright, now I'm going to make the first leaf. Just make 5 DC horizontally. Okay, so it is quite simple. As long as you can make a crocodile stitch, all the leaf would be the same, so you can just ignore the difficult pattern I wrote on top of this screen. And now I'm showing you to mix the color. So I use the golden yellow first, and then I change it to pastel yellow like this. And you can change the color as you want. Alright, after you finish 5 DC, then make one chain and then turn the work upside down and make another 5 DC horizontally on its pair. Okay, now you will notice that the leaf from the top row will be in between 2 leaves on the bottom row. It will always be like this, except the omitted stitch, which you will not make the leaf on. Okay, now I show you another one. Just move to the next base of the leaf, make 5 DC horizontally, and then repeat the same stitch. You will see that each leaf on the top row is in between the leaf on the below row. Okay, now this is the end of row 5, so I'm going to omit the stitch. Alright, now I'm not going to make the leaf on the last stitch because it is no base at all. I just make slip stitch like this. So if you see that we miss a leaf, okay, we miss a leaf, you just ignore it and just slip stitch with the first leaf, and then you finish row 5. Okay, now we are going to row 6. This one will be the base row, and you need to omit the stitch after you finish 7 sets of the base as well. Okay, let's start it. Just make 3 chains first. Then after that, just make 1 DC in the middle of the leaf on the left side of your hook, which I call it as the first leaf in the chart, and then keep making 1 chain 2 DC on the skip stitch, and then keep making this set, and then you repeat 7 sets in total. Until this, you need to omit the stitch. To omit the stitch, just skip making a pair of DC and then just make DC on the next leaf. Okay, this is how I skip it. And then for the last one, just slip stitch with the chain right here. Okay, as for the 3 chain, I will ignore it as existence. Alright, don't treat this last stitch as the base for the leaf because I just ignore it. Okay, and now let's start row 7 by making one chain and then turn, and then keep making the leaf on. You can see the pattern right here, and you can just capture the screen. Okay, are you ready for row 7? It is the leaves row, and for this one I will use the orange tone for row 7. Okay, now let's continue. All right, you just need to make a leaf on the hook below, on the set below your hook. Okay, and then keep making 5 DC horizontally, and just repeat the crocodile basic as you learn from the very first stitch, very first row. Okay. Okay, after you make 7 leaves, okay, after you make 7 leaves, you will see that it is the omitted stitch like this. Just skip it by making the leaves on the next bed like this. Okay, and then continue until you finish 14 leaves based on 14 sets from row 6. Alright, when finishing row 7, you will need to just slip stitch with the first leaf like this to join row 7 together. Okay, and now row 7 is done, and then move on to row 8. For row 8, it is the base row again. Make 3 chain, and this one will treat at 1 DC, and then make DC on the same stitch. Okay, make DC on the same stitch. So this one I will treat it as the base of the leaf, so it depends on the row that I will treat the first stitch as the base of the leaf or not. You can just see the instruction that you capture on the previous screen. For this one, I made a total of 10 sets before omitting the stitch. To omit the stitch, I just skip one stitch, and then make DC on the next leaf. Alright, just like this, and then just repeat another 3 times of the set, and we will definitely get the total of 13 sets, for row 8. Okay, at the end of row 8, we will just make it as usual that we will make the last one. Okay, like this, and then just slip stitch with the first one. Okay, moving on to row 9. Row 9 is the leaf row. This one it is really quite simple. You just make 13 leaves on 13 sets from the previous row. Okay, just keep making 14 leaves. Okay guys, continue until you have 13 leaves, Okay, and now next row we are going to make the empty space for the window. Okay, for row 10 you need to skip 2 leaves, which are 10th and 11th leaf of row 9, but it's supposed to be 3 base leaf for row 10. Okay, and then for the start of row 10, make 3 chain, which will be treated as 1 DC, and then turn and then make DC on the same stitch like this, and then this one will treat as 1 base for the leaf, and then keep making 3 sets of this thing. Okay, 3 sets, and then omit the stitch by skipping 1 stitch and make DC on the next leaf. After omit the stitch, make 3 more sets, so you will have a total of 8 sets before you fasten off. You will fasten off on the 9th the 9th leaf from row 9, and then you skip 2 leaves, which are 10th and 11th leaf, and then you just slip stitch the yarn on top of 12th leaf from row 9, and then make 3 chain, and this one you treat as 1DC, and then you make 1 chain and then make 1 last leaf. After that, just slip stitch with the first stitch, and you will get the total of 9 sets for this row. So row 10 you have 9 sets of the base. Alright, because you skip 3, actually it's supposed to be 12, but you skip 3, so it have 9. Alright, for row 11 is a leaf row. You need to make 8 leaf, so you have the total of 8 sets from row 10, and now you just need to make 8 leaf before you fasten off for the space. Okay. Alright, now I finished 8 leaves, and then I fasten off, and then you will see that this is the space that I have to skip for the window, and then just slip stitch the yarn on these 3 chains. Okay, you will see the 3 chain of row 10, right? It's right here, and just slip stitch the yarn in, and just make 1 chain. Okay, make 1 chain on it here, and then just make the leaf. Okay, make 1 chain first, and then make the leaf on the last set. So you see the pair of DC right here. Make the leaf by using the crocodile stitch I have taught you from the beginning of this video. Alright. Okay, after you finish the last leaf, you will have a total of 9 leaves for this row, and then just slip stitch with the first leaf. Okay. Let's move on to row 12. This one is the base row, and for this row we will start to make the hole narrower by increasing the set of the leaf. Okay, and let's start for row 12. Make 3 chain, and this one you treat at 1DC. Then follow the code I wrote on the screen. You will have a total of 6 sets, and then when you reach the last stitch, make 2DC in the same stitch on this one, and this one will serve as the 7th base for the leaves. Okay, so you have a total of 7 base for the leaf up before you fasten off. Okay, this one is a 7th base. Alright, and then after that, just keep the empty space, and then just slip stitch the yarn on 3 chain from the previous row. So we will slip stitch the yarn at the edge, and then we make 3 chain, and then make DC on the same stitch. This one will serve as the 8th base for the leaf. Okay, so yeah, this is the 8th base for the leaf, and then just make 1 chain, and then make DC in the middle of the leaf, and then make 1 chain again, and make the last DC together with the 3 chain, because I count that 3 chain as 1 DC, so this one will serve as the base as well. So yeah, so after that, just continue. So you have the total of 9 base, and then let's continue row 13. You make 9 leaves on that 9 base. Alright, okay, let's see how it works. Alright, just row 13, make 4 leaves first, and then skip the omitted stitch, and after that make other 3 leaves, and then fasten off. So before you fasten off, you will have the total of 7 leaves. Alright, okay, and then just continue. Okay, you have the total of 7 leaves before fasten off. Okay, then clip the space right here, and now we are going to slip stitch the yarn in at the edge. Okay, at the edge of the base. Okay, so just slip stitch the yarn in like this, and then make leaves on this base. Alright, so make this one, and then after you finish, you just make the last one. So after you slip stitch, you will make a total of 2 leaves, and this all will count as the total of 9 leaves in total for this row. And this is the last leaf, which is the stitch that I told you, that you make the last DC and pair it with the 3 chain at the beginning. So it is this stitch, so it will serve as the final leaves, the final leaves of this row. Yep, so you make 2 at the end, and then let's test this. You can fill in the round window. Alright, and then lastly, just slip stitch on the first leaf. Yes, now you complete, and then you just go to row 14, which is the base row again. And please capture the screen because this one is going to make the hole narrower again. Alright, first of all, just make 3 chain, and this one treat at 1 DC, and then also make DC in the same stitch. This one is the first base. Okay, and then just omit a stitch by making 1 DC on leaves. Okay, just like this. Make 1 chain and then make DC on the next leaf. This is how I omit the stitch. The same technique I have shown you earlier in this video. Okay, and then make 1 chain again, and then keep making the total of 5 sets. Okay, keep making the set. Alright, and then for the last one, before reaching the hole, you will make 2 DC in the same stitch on the edge of the last leaf. So this one is a bed for 7th leaf. Okay, so basically you make the first set and then omit 1 stitch, and then make 5 sets, and then for the last one make another 1 set on the edge. So the total would be 7 bases of leaves, and then fasten off as well. So keep the empty space, and then slip stitch the yarn on the edge of the other side. Do the same thing as the other rows. Okay, now I'm going to slip the yarn. Okay, put the hook on the edge, make 3 chains, treat it as 1 DC, and then make DC in the same stitch like this. This one will serve as the base as well. Alright, make 1 chain and then DC on 8th leaf. Okay, make DC on the middle of the leaf, make 1 chain, and then make 1 last set. Okay, so you will see that we will have 2 sets of the base of the leaf on this side as well. Okay, make 1 last set, so we have 2, right? Yeah, see, 2 bases of leaf, and then lastly just slip stitch with the beginning of this row. Okay, now then just continue row 15. Okay, row 15 is the leaves row. You have 9 bases of leaf, so you make 9 leaves for this row. Okay, but let's continue. Okay, just start making the total of 7 leaves on this side. Okay, make the total of 7 leaves, and then on the other side slip stitch the yarn in and continue making 2 leaves, so the total would be 9 leaves. After finish this, just slip stitch with the first leaf to finish the row. Okay. Alright, and then slip stitch with the first one. Now we finish row 15 with 9 leaves in total. Row 16 is the base row. Make 3 chains, treat this one as 1 DC, and then make DC on the same stitch, and then 1 chain, make DC on the leaf, and after that make a total of 3 sets. Okay, keep making total of 3 sets, and then after that skip 1 stitch, and then make other 2 sets. Before reaching the hole, make 2 DC in the same stitch on the edge of the last leaf. So you see the edge of the last leaf, right? Make 2 DC in the same stitch. This one will serve as the base of 7th leaf. Okay, will serve as the base for 7 leaves. You can refer to the chart that you have already captured. Okay, and then join the another side by making 1 chain first, and then DC, make DC in the middle of 8th leaf on the other side, and then make 1 chain, and then make 1 last set. So we will have the total of 8 bases of leaves. So on the first side, we have the total of 7. After you join, you make 1 last set, so the total would be 8 bases of leaf. Okay. After you finish the last set, just slip stitch with the first stitch and finish this row. Okay, now you have the base for 8 row, for 8 leaves, and now let's try putting the round window in. It will fit like this. And then for row 17, it is quite simple. It is the leaves row, and then you can capture this one because it shows the code until row 19. For row 17, just continue making 8 leaves based on row 16. And for the join part, you will just need to make a leaves on the base. Just like this, just the same thing, the same concept from the previous row, and then after you join, just make the leaves on the 8th base. Okay, and now when you finish the leaves, just slip stitch with the first leaf, and now we finish this row. Okay guys, just continue, and now I like to see if it fits. Okay, then continue row 18 to 19, and you will see that there would be only 7 leaves remain. Okay, after that you will need to continue to row 20. For row 20 we will omit a lot. We will omit 3 stitches. Alright, and then for row 21 we will have only 4 leaves left. Okay, this is how you finish 4 bases of the leaf. And then for row 21, just continue making 4 leaves on 4 bases. That's it. Alright, for row 22, this is quite simple. You will just need to make 2 ST together for 4 times, and this one is known as decreased. Okay, and now I'm going to continue with row 22. We will start off making 1 chain and then turn, and then we will make 2 SC together for 4 times like this. So work on the middle of the leaf and between the leaves. So now I put the hook into the middle and then put the hook between the leaf. Okay, put the hook on 1 chain between the leaves like this, and then make decrease. Okay, it's basically the crease that you know. Then repeat the same thing. Make put a hook into the middle of the leaf and between the leaves like this, and then make the crease. Okay, repeat this for 4 times in total. You will end up having only 4 stitches left. Now I finish the last row 22, and then just fasten off. After you finish row 22, you will have a small hole on top of it. We will need to sew to close the hole. Okay, let's sew the yarn to close the hole like this. Okay, after you finish, you will need to secure the structure. For the structure, you need to cut 1 mm wide for 13 inches long, and then overlap it for 1 inch and wrap it with adhesive tape. Okay, let's see how I do it. I cut the wide for 13 inches long and then overlap it like this. And then for the part that I overlap, the length is 1 inch. So the total circumference is 12 inches. And then lastly, I wrap the whole wide with the adhesive tape like this. And then after that, just put the wide structure inside the edge of the loop. Okay, and then just sew around it like this. Sew around the edge of the loop, holding the wide structure inside it. Okay. Okay, after you finish, it will look like this, and it will be ready to put on the house. Okay, and then lastly, just attach the round window inside the hole. Lastly, if you don't like the shape of the leaves, you want it to look more pointed, you can always sew around the tip just like this to make it look more pointed. And for me, I really like the pointed leaf. It depends on your preference. And then we finish, and let's move to the next section. Okay, let's move to the next section, the wooden arch door. I still use the same size, the DK yarn, and I use this following color, the brown, mahogany, chestnut, and dark brown. The parts of this door can be divided into 5 parts, which is part A to part E. You need to cut 1 mm wide as well for the structure of the door frame. Okay, this is the first part, part A. Please capture the screen for your personal use. You need to change the color based on this pattern to make the gradient effect. Let's start with the first row, make 14 chain, and then make 1 chain and then turn, and make 10 SC in chestnut color, and after that, change the color to mahogany, and then make 3 SC in mahogany colors. Alright, and whenever you reach the last stitch, you will need to make 3 SC in the same stitch. Okay, and then after that, just fasten off, and then for row 3, just slip stitch the yarn at the beginning of the row again. Make 1 chain, and then make 6 SC in chestnut color, and then change to mahogany and continue 6 SC. And after that, change to bronze color and make 3 SC. And for the last stitch, you need to make 3 SC in the same stitch. Okay, now the video is showing how I'm working on this. Okay, change to bronze now, and then work 3 SC in bronze, and then the last stitch would be 3 SC in the same stitch. After you finish this row, you will have a total of 18 stitches. Okay guys, this is how I make 3 SC in the same stitch. It will definitely look like this. Okay guys, let's continue the next row, row 4. For row 4, I will make the stripe between each button. If you notice that my doll will have, each side of the doll will have 3 buttons. Okay, for row 4, we will need to make one chain and then turn and then make 18 slip stitch on back loop only. If you notice that I am putting the hook inside the back loop of the previous row and then make slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch again, put the hook in the back loop and then make slip stitch, and then just continue doing so until you have a total of 18 stitches, okay, on back loop. It will get something like this. Now I completed row 4, and then let's continue row 5 by making one chain and then turn. Alright, and then making 14 SC in chestnut color, 3 SC in mahogany, and then the last stitch would be 3 SC in the same stitch again. But please keep in mind that for this row you will need to work in back loop, so it's going to be the back loop of row 3, because for row 4 it will serve as the strap. Alright, now you work on back loop of row 3, and for the part of the strap of row 4, it will just get a little bit up from the door. Okay, now I finished row 5, and then row 6. For row 5, don't forget to fasten off the yarn as well, and then at the beginning of row 6, you just slip stitch the yarn again. Okay, now I just make 3 SC in chestnut color and then make 16 SC in mahogany color. Okay, just keep doing so until you reach the last stitch. You just make increase at the last stitch and then fasten off. Alright, it is going to be simple from now on. Just continue until row 11. And for row 11, the last row, you need to use dark bow as well. This is going to be the last strip. Alright, for the last strip, just do this. For row 11, just slip stitch the yarn at the beginning of the row, make one chain and then make 21 slip stitch. For this one, you can just go to the whole stitch. You don't need to work on front loop or back loop or anything, just make it normal. Okay, now we finish, and then let's start on the top curve. For top curve, slip stitch the yarn in at the top and then make SC. Okay, make SC in bronze color, and after that just change the color into mahogany. Change the color right here, and then make another SC in mahogany color. So basically we have 2 rows for this button. We need to make 2 SC on top of it. Alright, and then you need to go past the strip. Alright, just make one chain to go past the strip, and then make one chain in bronze color, go past the strip, and then make SC on the row in the next button. Okay. Alright, after that just make another make 2 SC in mahogany colors, because the second button you will have a total of 3 rows, right? So you make a total of 3 rows on top of it, and then when you meet the strap, just make one chain and go past it, and then continue working on the row in the next button. Okay, I change the color and then go to the top of the row in the last button, make one chain in bronze and then change the color to mahogany. Yeah, you need to change the color a lot in order to be responsive with the color of the button below. Okay, now you finish it, just fasten off. Alright, and then for the bottom rail, I slip stitch the yarn at the bottom right corner, and then make 2 SC on the first button. After that, make 1 chain and then continue working on the next button. Now we have 3 rows on the next button. Make 3 SC. Okay, after that, make 3 SC first, and then after that, above the strap, just make 1 chain and then go across the strap and then work on the last button with 2 SC. Okay, now we finish, just fasten off and we get the bottom rail of the door. Okay, now we finish part A, and then let's move to the right door, part C. This one will start differently from part A, but they have the same concept. Okay guys, let's see how I work on it. For the first row, make 14 chains with bond color, and the second row, make 1 chain and then turn, make 3 SC in the same stitch. So we just like work on the other side. So we start off with 3 SC in the same stitch and then just follow the code. For the third row, just do the same thing, like slip stitch the yarn at the first of the row, make 1 chain and then make 3 SC in the same stitch. Okay, now and then follow the code. You will need to start row 11 from the top of the door, and then when you finish, you just continue the bottom rail by changing the color to chestnut and then work on the bottom rail from the bottom right corner as well. And first of all, make 2 SC and then make 1 chain and then make 3 SC in the next button like this. It is actually the same concept from the left door. After you finish, you can just fasten off, and this is the bottom rail. After that, just make the top curved edge by slip stitch the yarn over there. So I slip stitch the yarn on the top of the first row and then make 1 SC in bond color. Just change the color to be responsive from each button. It's actually use the same concept from the left door as well. Okay, keep follow the code I wrote on the screen until you finish the top edge and then just fasten off. Alright, now you complete the right door. Now let's move to the door hinges, part B and part D. Okay, you can capture the screen for the summary of the pattern and where to do it. Alright, for part B first, for part B we will work on the left side of the left door. You need to count 5 stitches from the top and then slip stitch right here and then make 9 SC. After you finish 9 SC, you will notice that there will be 2 stitches left undone at the bottom of left door, and then continue part D from the right side of the right door by counting 2 stitches from the bottom and then slip stitch the yarn in, make 9 SC and then fasten off. Okay. Alright, and this is how we finish it. And when you finish both doors, just attach the door pieces to the fabric sheet. Okay, I use black fabric sheet, so this one will help you hide the messiness of the back side of this door. After you attach it with pin, you can cut the fabric sheet to the shape of the door and then sew it with the back thread. to the door like this. After that, just make the door frame part E. You need to use the structure Y. You can cut it for 9 inches long and bend it as follows. You can capture the screen for the summary here. Okay, let's see how I do it. Just cut the Y and bend it like this. Alright, and then we are going to work on the Y. First, start off with 54 chains, and then we are going to work with the Y inside the door frame. For the second row, you need to work with the Y embedded inside the work. Okay, when you do it, just make one chain and then turn and then make 2 SC on the chain. But while you are working on the chain, you will need to put the hook under the Y as well, just like this, and then make SC. So this way you will notice that the Y have already been embedded in your crochet work like this. Okay, and then after that, just fasten off. After you make 2 SC, fasten off and then skip 9 stitches. Alright, skip 9 stitches and then slip stitch the yarn in again. Okay, slip stitch the yarn in and then continue working. 6 SC increase, 2 SC increase, and then SC increase for 2 sets, 4 SC, and then SC increase for 2 sets, increase, 2 SC, increase, 6 SC. Okay guys, just follow the code I wrote on the screen because you need to work through the door curve, so some part of it must be increased in order that the piece will form the curve for your arch door. All right. Okay, I have already finished the code above, and then you need to fasten off like I wrote on the screen. Okay guys, and then just skip another 9 stitches. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. All right, just skip it and then slip stitch the yarn in and then make last 2 SC. Okay, make last 2 SC. Don't forget that you need to embed the Y inside the crochet work, so don't forget to put the hook under the Y. Now we finish, it will look like this. And then just assemble the door into the door frame by wrapping the hinges around the skipped frame. Okay, and then just sew it using the thread or yarn, whatever you think is good, like this, and then do it for another side as well. Wrap the hinges around the frame. Now we finish the door, and then lastly, just cut the fabric sheet in the middle so the door can be flipped, right? The door can be flipped like this. Okay, and lastly, don't forget to attach the fabric to the door. Okay, now next section, the round window. There are 2 options, option A and option B. You can choose whatever you like. You can capture this screen for your personal use. Okay, let's start with round window option A. First off, you start with the window frame by making 4 chains and then slip stitch to form the loop. So it's going to be a very small loop like this. For me, I don't actually slip stitch to form the loop, but I continue the second row, which is 4 SC around. Okay, and keep doing so until you reach row 27. For me, after I finish the second row or something like that, I just reverse the inside out, because if you do more than this, it will be kind of hard to reverse it out. Okay, yes, and after 2 rows, you can reverse it out. You can use the hook to help push it, and then just continue making 4 SC around until you reach row 27. All right. Okay, this is how I finish it, and then you will join both ends together by sewing them like this. After you finish the window frame, we will move to the window millions. You need to prepare the Y as well, and we will need to work 2 million, which is called million Y and million X. And for the million Y, it's going to be the vertical million. To make a million, you need to make like 8SC on the wire. And first of all, you can start by bending the Y just like this, and then work an SC on the Y so that the wire will be inside the crochet work. Okay, when you do this, you need to put the hook under the Y and then make SC by pulling the yarn like this. Okay, keep making 8 SC. Okay, now I finished 8 SC already. It will look like this. After that, just fasten off. And then we will work on million X. You will need to put the Y through the million Y just like this, and then just fold the Y for a bit to bend it in order that you can work on it easily. Okay, and continue making the same thing. I make 3 SC first. Alright, after you finish making 3 SC, you will need to fasten off. And then when you finish it, just use the needle to sew the yarn to the other side. After that, you will need to make SC on the Y on the other side. You make the total of 3 SC and then you fasten off. Okay, then it will look like this, and then just fasten off. After you finish this million, you just need to attach it on window frame as follows. You can just push the Y through the window frame like this, and then just sew the million to the frame as follows, and then just do it for the other 3 sizes. Okay, now we finished the window option A, and then let's move to option B. For option B, we will use the Y for the frame as well. Cut the Y as following, and then overlap for 1 inch. Okay, so the total circumference will be 4.5 inches. And then after that, just wrap the Y with the adhesive tape just like this. We will make window frame on the Y. You just tie the knot to the Y just like this, and then make 1 chain first, and then keep making 38 SC around the circle. So we basically use the same method as working on million, that you need to put the hook under the Y and then pull the yarn through and then make SC. Okay, so this way the Y will be embedded inside the crochet work. Okay, keep doing so until you reach 30x SC. Alright, when you finish, don't forget to slip stitch with the first stitch. Okay, now we finish the window frame like this. Then you need to turn it a little bit until it gets to this side. Just like this. It looks like a ring. Okay, And then after that, just make the window minions. We will do the same as option A, but the code will be a little bit different. For me, this one you can also tie the yarn to the Y as well, and then put the hook under the Y and then make one chain first. Okay, and then make SC. So for me, this one I will make 9 SC. Okay, make 9 SC for minion Y. You can just add some stitch or you can just deduct it. It's up to your window. So make sure that when you make the minion, it will fit your window frame. So okay, now I make 9 SC as the minion Y. Okay, this is minion Y. I make 9 SC. Alright, and then for minion X, I will do the same concept as I did for option A by making 4 SC on the Y and then insert the Y through minion Y. Okay, and then just do the same thing that you have already learned from option A, and then after that just attach the minion into the window frame like this. Okay, and then sew it together. Now it is finished. Next, let's move to the spring line window. There will be left flap, right flap, window sill and window frame, and this is the color I use for the window, and this is the pattern. You can capture the screen for your personal use only. Let's start with the flaps. For the right flap, you can just follow the code from the previous screen, and when you finish it, we will need to make the top curve. For the top curve, just work on it 3 SC on the top curve and then slip stitch. For this one, you can see the chart I wrote on the right hand side of the screen for the reference. For the right flap, we will do the top curve first and then just fasten off when you finish it, and then after that slip stitch the yarn. The second one, slip stitch the yarn at the lower edge of the flap and then make 3 SC. Alright, after we finish, you can just go on the size of the flap by making 11 slip stitch on the right edge of the flap up to the top. Okay, now we finished the right flap, and then let's move to the left flap. For the left flap, you can just follow the code from the summary screen as well, and we will start on the lower edge first by making 3 SC on the lower edge and then fasten off. After that, we will slip stitch the yarn on the top curve and then work on the top by making 3 SC on 3 row on the top curve, and then make one chain. Okay, 3 SC first and then make 1 chain, and then you can continue the sizes on the flap. So we continue from the top curve by making 11 slip stitch down below, and this is the frame and seal. For the frame, you need to cut the wire for 7 inches long and then make 30 SC on the wire. Alright, this is the 1 wire. And to do so, you just need to tie the yarn on the right hand side of the wire and then start making SC by putting the hook below the wire and then pull the yarn up like this. Keep doing so until you have 30 SC around this wire. After you make 30 SC, you will get something like this. So it's going to be the window frame with the curve, and then put it around the flaps, and then measure the seal part like this, and then you need to wrap the wire with the adhesive tape around it. And now we are going to start the seal by slip stitch the yarn on the right corner of the wire and then make 12 SC on the wire. After you finish this row, you can just fasten off. Alright, now I finished the first row, and then for the second row you will need to slip stitch the yarn at the beginning of row 1 again, and then continue making 12 SC along the line and then fasten off. And then for row 3, you do the same thing as row 2. After finish the seal, just sew the seal to the frame part, and after that attach both flaps to the frame like this. And now you are done. Okay, next part, let's move to house main structure. I use cream color yarn to make the main structure, and this is the summary of the house main structure. You can capture the screen for your personal use. There are 3 empty spaces for door, swing line window, and round window. You will need to skip some stitches to create a hole for this. 2 wires are needed to make the main structure. You need to cut the wire at the spec as follows. Cut the top wire and the base wire at the spec shown, and then just you need to overlap 1 inch and then wrap it like this. And after that, you need to wrap the whole wire with the adhesive tape. Then you get something like this. Okay, this is a pattern for house wall. Please capture the screen. Also, if you notice the space for spring line window, I will mark it in blue, and then for the round window, mark it in gray. Okay guys, I will show the illustration for some of the row. For row 1, you make a 70 chain, and then you need to prepare the base wire before that, and then make second row by inserting the hook below the wire, and then make a C. So you need to make the crochet stitch with the wire inside. Just put the hook below the wire and then pull the yarn, make a C. For second row, you need to make 70 SC just like this. And after that, you just need to fasten off. And this is the space for door. Okay, for row 3 and 4, do the same thing by slip stitch the yarn at the beginning of the row and then continue making 70 SC. And also for every row, you need to fasten off and then start a new row at the beginning of it. So the beginning will be the left side of the door hole, and you will end every row on the right side of the door hole. Okay, for row 4, we do the same thing. Just slip stitch the yarn at the left side of door hole, which is the beginning of each row. Continue making 70 SC and then fasten off. Please follow the pattern until you reach row 9, and then after that you need to mark the space for the spring line window right here. Okay, and this is the place for spring line window. Alright, and for spring line window row 10 you need to make 6 SC and then fasten off, and then you count for 13 stitches as I shown in the blue highlighted area, and then continue slip stitch the yarn in, make 55 SC, and then when you reach the end, just fasten off. You will have 77 stitches including the empty space, and then for row 12 you do the same thing, just skip the empty space as follow. For row 12 you will finish with 76 stitches because I have increased some stitch. Alright. Okay, so you will have the hole for this, and then for row 14 you will need to start to skip the stitch for the round window as I shown in the gray area. I am showing you row 17 right now. For row 17 you will need to make 42 SC before you reach the gray area, and then when you skip 11 stitch, it means that you need to skip 2 extra stitches from the previous row. For row 16 you skip only 9, but for row 17 you skip 11. It means that you need to skip 2 extra stitches, the one before you fasten off and the one after you continue like this. So it will make the curve to fit in the round window like here. Okay, this is the continue part of the wall, and now I will start to increase the stitch for the door arc. So to make the door arc from row 18 you need to start off with increase and then end every row with increase as well, so that it will create the arc for the door. Okay, end with increase just like this. Now I finish row 18. For row 22 I will need to make the door arc. So as you can see at the ending, I will make 10 chains over the door hole. After that, continue row 23 by joining it on the other side by making SC on the other side, and then just continue. For row 23 you need to make 5 chains over the empty space as well. So this one will be the spring line window. So make 5 chains and then join it on the other side by making SC, and then just continue going forward. So after you finish row 23, you will have a total of 96 stitches. So 96 I have already counted the skip stitch, and then 5 chain over this empty space, and also 10 chain over that door already. Alright, and if you notice, we need to end each row in the front side of the house. So for row 33 I only make some stitch and then stop working at the back side, and now just continue row 34 by inserting the top Y as well. So when you work on row 34 you will have a total of 75 stitches, and just make 75 SC with the Y inside. So it is the same method that you need to put the hook under the Y and then make SC like this. Okay, keep doing so until you reach a very last of it, and then slip stitch with the first row, and now you join them, fasten off, and then you're done with the main structure. Okay, now you need to work for the edge for the round window. Please capture the screen for this pattern reference. Okay, and this is the hole for round window. I will need to start at the down left corner and then keep making 33 slip stitch around this line until you reach the down right corner. So if you can see the chart on the right hand side of the screen, I will just work on the left hand side up top to the top of it and then make 7 slip stitch on the top of the round window and then make another 13 slip stitch down all the way down to the down right corner. So keep making slip stitch as the direction I shown on the screen. It might be quite confusing to work slip stitch around the corner, but make sure that you don't skip any stitch. Okay, keep doing so. Maybe you might end up more than 33 slip stitch, but if you see that your round window is very beautiful, that you are okay to go with it. And now lastly, just attach the p-made window into the hole, and then after that I will go for the edge for the door. This one you need to use the Y for 9 inches long and then follow this. Okay, for the edge for door, I need this Y and then bend the Y as follow and wrap it with the adhesive tape. Okay, to start it, we start from the below left corner. With the Y inside the stitch, make 22 SC, and then when you reach the top corner, just make one increase, and then around the arc above make 9 SC, and then you reach the corner again, make increase, and then lastly make 22 SC down until you reach the other side. Alright, when you finish this row, just fasten off. So just make sure the Y is inside the work. Okay, now we reach the corner. We will need to work by making increase. Okay, and then for the top arc of the door, just make 9 SC. Alright, just follow the pattern. And now you reach the corner again, just make increase. And then you make 22 SC all the way down to the end of this door arc. Okay, now fasten off. Then for the second row, change to brown color and then make slip stitch from the beginning of row 1. Make a total of 57 slip stitch. Okay, don't forget you need to work on back loop only in order to create the edge for the door like this. Alright, now then just attach the door frame to the door edge. Okay, and don't forget that please do not sew around the hinge area. We just need to sew the frame to the edge, and you leave the hinge area so that the door can be flipped. Alright, when you finish the door, it will look like this. Next part is the edge for spring line window. You need the Y as well, but I use only 0.5 mm wide. I cut it for 12 inches long and fold it half and then wrap it with adhesive tape, just like this. Okay, only 6 inches remain after you fold it. And then do the same thing as you did for the door arc. Slip stitch the yarn at the below left corner and then continue the code I shown you earlier in the summary page. Okay, just make 11 SC, and then when you reach the corner, make increase, and then make 7 SC on the top arc of the spring line window, and then when you reach the corner, make increase again, and then make 11 SC down, and then after that just attach the window inside the hole like this. Okay, is this alright guys? Let's move to assembling the house. For this part, you need to work on authors, ornaments, patterns, the furniture, and also the ducks. And you need to go to work on this pattern. You can see the tutorial in the description box. Alright, and then let's start it. First of all, attach the pumpkin that holds the fairy light switch in front of the wall first. So you can see the pumpkin tutorial in the autumn ornament video. This one I hold the fairy light, the 2-meter fairy light. So you need to just temporarily sew this. Alright, after that just put the fairy light wire inside the house, and this is how I install the wire. So just go to the following step and you can capture the screen for your personal use. So there are a total of 20 light bulbs on this 2-meter fairy light, and you need to install the string inside the house by attaching 8 light bulbs around the spring light window. So when you attach it, just sew it with the light thread. Like you can use like white light thread, the sewing light thread. That's it. Sew it like this, and you have 8 light bulbs around the spring light window. Alright, and then just add the inner fabric by cutting the felt fabric sheet as follow. You need to cut the indent as well. Okay, it is something like this, and this one, the purpose is to hide the messiness of the fairy light when you attach it on the wall. Alright, and then after you attach 8 fairy light around the spring light window, you need to attach the felt fabric from the left side of the door to the area that you attach the fairy light around spring light window. So now I will start just only sewing the fabric around spring light window first. Okay, now I sew the fabric around spring light window. Just sew around the edge of the spring light window as well. Okay, when you finish sewing, it will look like this. And after that, just you need to cut the fabric for the window holes. For me, I try to use the cutter first, and then just use the scissor to trim around the edge of the spring light window like this. Okay, cut it out, and then if it's messy, you need to just sew the edge around like this. Alright, and then just mark where you need to attach the shelf, and then just take the fairy light wire through the fabric sheet. Then just put the wire through the back of the shelf. So I put the wire through the top left corner of the shelf like this, and then just put the bulb inside the butterfly jar by folding the wire and put only the bulb through the hole of the lid. And after that, just put the wire back through the back side of the shelf once again. Then insert the wire through the down right corner of the shelf like this, and then insert the wire through the hole over the lantern, and then put the lantern on the shelf. So make sure that a light bulb is inside the middle of the lantern like this. And then after that, just put the fairy light through the back of the shelf once again. Then just place and attach all the plant pots and the books on the shelf. Okay, it will look like this. And then after that, just attach the shelf to the wall, and then put the fairy light wire back in the fabric sheet, and then attach the shelf to the wall like this. And then after that, you need to attach the bob over where you want to put the bed, and then attach the bed and the nightstand with the lantern on. Okay, and then you need to just put the wire in the front again and tuck it under the lantern shade. And after that, just put 3 bulbs above the round window and 3 bulbs above the arc, above the door arcs, like this. Okay, now you put everything, and then you can finish sewing the whole fabric sheet, covering all those fairy lights, and then cut a small piece of fabric sheet and attach it on top of the door, like this. So now you finish. And then last but not least, just cut a small hole over the light bulb using the thread slipper, like this. And then you can use crochet hook to take each light bulb out of the fabric sheet. Okay, and then for the floor, you can capture the screen for the pattern for your personal use only. There will be the floor area and the front door extension. So after you finish the floor on row 16, just change the color, and then for row 17, you skip 59 stitch and then slip the yarn in again, and then make the following pattern. So this one will serve as the front door extension. Okay, I finished row 17 and then I fasten off again, and then for row 18, just slip 2 first stitch like this, and then keep making the code on the following screen, and yeah, keep making it, and until you see the gray area on the pattern. This one will work on the back loop, and it will serve as the stone. Okay, and then continue until you finish row 21 and complete the floor extension area. After that, just make slip stitch with the gray yarn around the stone area. So you can start from the top right corner of the stone, and then just make slip stitch through the whole through the loop like here, through the front loop like here. So you can keep making slip stitch like this. Alright, when you finish it, it will look like this. So this is the stone that will be on your front door. Okay, and then after that, just use the plastic sheet. Okay, just like I use it so that it will be thicker, and also it won't get messy very easily. Alright, and then after I put it, you can just sew it with the transparent string. So the result, it will be as follows. Alright, and then just attach the main structure on. If you finish the interior decoration, just attach the whole structure on it. And I also cut the exited wire between the door as well. I attach it just using the yarn to sew the floor to the main structure. Alright, and then just attach a bunch of silver glass and dandelion to the wall behind the giant pumpkin. I also use the thread stripper to remove the thread that I sew it temporarily as well, and then just sew it like this. Next, let's go to attaching the maple tree on the right side of the door. Don't forget to spread the bunch to the left and the right sizes as well. Alright, I attach it like this, and then attach the ladder, the broom, and the basket in front of the tree. So you guys can find this tutorial for the autumn ornament. I have the video tutorial for it. I put every link in the description box. Alright, attach the broom beside the door like this. Then attach the leaves. I have many kinds of fallen leaves like oak leaves, maple leaves, and just ordinary leaves. Just put it randomly. And then put the leaves on the chain as well in order to make the maple wire. Alright. So you make a chain and then sew the maple around it like this. Alright. And then keep sewing it. And this is how it's done. And after that, just attach the maple wire on the spring line window as follows. Okay, I think we almost done. For the last part, just cut the back magic tape. Just use a tiny portion of it and then apply the fabric glue and just attach it on both sides of the door so that you can close the door tightly. Okay, and then decorate with the ducks and mallard as follows. For the mallard, I just put it in front of the house, and the white pekin is trying to send his kids through the window. And then I push the couple of cardinals on the tree branch. Alright, and now we finish. I will give you the tour, and you can open the door and see inside the bedroom. This is very cozy, and you can switch on the light or switch off the light. So this dollhouse can be served as your lamp as well. If you like to, just switch off the light around the pumpkin. Also, the roof can be removed. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Please leave the comments to support me because my channel will be seen more. Also, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram as Crocket Crochet. Big thanks for the great supporter who purchased the ebook on Etsy and Ravelry. See you next time. Goodbye.